My name is Tracey Stewart and I'm an attorney and I work in-house for Highbury Media. This week I was lucky enough to observe the Breda triple murder case where evidence was led around the security of the perimeter fence, which, given the plea explanation that Breda has given, is really, really important. So when the judge decides whether or not an intruder could have come in to the house, it's going to be an important factor to determine whether or not an intruder could have come into the estate. So that is the first point of entry to get into the home. So one of the big points that came out of this week's cross-examination was a report raised by the defence. There were 3 alarms that went off on the perimeter fence that night. After the first alarm at 1:36, this report states that according to the security system, a patrol was done at zone 39 where the 1:36 alarm went off. And the patrol was done at 1:41, which is 5 minutes after the alarm went off. When this was put to Africa, he said that he didn't go to check an alarm that night, that it must have been Wyngaard. When it was put to Wyngaard, he said he didn't go. Who logged that patrol? However, we can't apply any weight to that report because it's only an exhibit in court. Nobody has given evidence on it. So the person that wrote that report needs to get in the witness box and withstand cross-examination. The court can't consider the report until it's been tested. The defence, I don't believe, did very well in creating doubt in the versions of Africa and Wyngaard this week. I think that their versions remain quite solid, and I think Judge Desai will accept their versions unless the defence can lead evidence from particularly this author of the security report that has now become very important. But the author of the security report has not sat in that witness box, nor has his evidence been tested. So up until now, I think the judge can accept that the perimeter of De Zalze estate was secure that night, that 2 patrol guards went around that perimeter 5 times that evening, that Wyngaard he passed the actual house that evening 7 times, and he never saw anything out of place. So the defence will need to put a witness into the box that can actually cause doubt in Judge Desai's mind on those versions. But to date, I think it's safe to assume that the perimeter was secure. The next witness on the box, Susan Galloway, the prosecutor for the state, indicated was De Zalze estate manager, and she will probably give a high-level view of how the security works in the state, and then she'll probably give us a view of how it should run in theory. I've been asked the whole week, do I think Henry is guilty? And it's a terrible question to ask because I have no idea what the evidence is. This matter has been, as we all know, for the last 2 years, the police have kept it relatively under wraps. Henry wasn't even arrested immediately after the crime. To say what do I think of whether or not he's guilty is a really difficult question to answer because I have no idea what evidence is still to come. I will answer that question after closing argument. For live updates from court as this trial unfolds, follow me on Twitter. My handle is @TraceyAMS.